Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here, and I'm going to have a go at skateboarding, yeah. The only problem is that I'm currently shitting my pants, scared. Let's go. Do this. Oh no, oh no, oh no, In this episode, folks, Boom Boom Sabotage! Boom Boom Sabotage is an American-Canadian CGI sports movie. It follows a group of skate rats as they go on a mission to rescue celebrity skateboarder Tony Hawk from some wacky circus folk. Before I saw this movie, I heard and read that it was supposed to be a train wreck. You know what? It's actually not as bad as people have made it out to be. Maybe it's because just last week I saw the putrid mess that is Tiny Robots, but I didn't mind Boom Boom Sabotage. Sure, it has many problems, and yes, it can be stupid or obnoxious sometimes, but it's not one of the worst films I've ever seen. You can tell that this film is targeted towards a specific audience, skaters. However, this is a problem for two reasons. People who want to see this film for the skateboarding sequences may feel like the story is an inconvenience, and people who want to see an animated story will feel like the constant excuses for skateboarding get in the way of the narrative. If the makers of this movie wanted to produce a feature-length skateboarding video, then they should have stuck to that idea. But they introduced story elements, which means that the film has additional expectations. It needs to have an entertaining and focused narrative. However, the film does sometimes blend the skating with the story during action scenes. I liked these moments because they made inventive use out of the actual skateboarding premise. But it's still hilariously stupid that the story is often interrupted by long, pointless skateboarding montages. One moment the skate rats are like, oh, we have to go and save Tony Hawk from the circus freaks, let's go, come on! Then seconds later they're like, dippy doop, let's go skateboarding, hey, dippy dippy doo. And then they're surprised at themselves for going skateboarding instead of going off to save Tony Hawk. It's really idiotic and comes across as unintentionally funny. There are three sets of characters in this movie. The skate rats, the pro skaters, and the circus folk. The skate rats are the least developed characters. They're pretty bland and forgettable. They don't have any funny or interesting traits. Most of them don't have any identity that defines them or sets them apart from each other. And there's nothing relatable about them. The only skate rat with any development at all is Switchmich. He plays on his game console a lot and enjoys hip-hop music. That's not much development for a character when you think about it. These character traits don't exactly make him interesting or flesh him out or help us understand him. Plus, he can be annoying because he talks like a complete stupid douche half the time.
Those are some mad beats, yo!
It's difficult to root for the heroes of this film when they're either obnoxious as sin or have as much charisma as plain old cardboard. The pro skaters are kind of amusing because they're cheeky, silly, and have fun ribbing Tony. However, I didn't end up caring much about either of them because we didn't get to know them. This makes the film's stake very low. Why should I be fussed whether the skate rats rescue Tony Hawk when he's like a stranger to me? I don't care if he's humiliated or exploited by the circus because I haven't grown fond of him throughout the film. However, the saving grace of this film has to be the ringmaster and his circus troupe. I actually felt sympathetic towards the ringmaster. Why? Well, sure, he commits a lot of crimes, but it's clear that he is incredibly passionate about the art of circus performing. He really doesn't want it to die out. He will do anything to keep his circus alive, but times are changing and the youth have fresher interests. This is kind of sad. He just wants to be a successful entertainer, but the circus is a dying art in a world of video games and skateboarding. Unlike the skate rats, the ringmaster is very focused on his motive. He is hell-bent on resurrecting a medium that he believes is unappreciated. As someone who has many passions that I want to keep burning, I can relate to this. In addition, I really like the Ringmaster's circus troupe. Yes, they're scary and dangerous, but there's a certain kinship and affectionate loyalty between all these clowns and entertainers. It's very touching and heartwarming. Here lies a problem though. The film's villains are easier to feel for than the heroes of the story. I'm meant to be caring about these skate rats and their chase to rescue their hero, but instead, I was more engaged in the circus and its tragic ringmaster. The animation is a mixed bag. The facial expressions are very wooden and static because they're limited to a range of 1 or 2 emotions, which is lame because this makes the characters seem less human and hard to read or connect to. However, there's certainly a lot of energy in the characters' body movements, particularly the Ringmaster, who has a lot of camp charisma and jovial flamboyance to his bouncy walks and theatrical gestures. I may not have much background in skateboarding myself, but the skateboarding scenes do look well animated. All the skateboarding looks fast-paced, smooth and energetic. The skateboarding in this film was animated through motion capture recording of live professional boarding. This gives the film its own unique gimmick. The voice acting is actually pretty good. It's not perfect, but nearly every cast member sounds clear, emotive, and easy to understand. For starters, there's a lot of youthful spirit in the skate rats' voices.
We were right all along. Tony was kidnapped, and we can prove it.
Some circus people took him.
So it's circus people now.
Here, check for yourself,
We've
man.
got proof, look.
All I can see is blurry, shaky footage. I've seen Sasquatch footage clearer than this.
F-Dog, this is Tony! In the turkey suit!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Tony Hawk sounds kind of awkward as the voice of himself. His delivery is a bit iffy. But he's a skateboarder, not an actor, so I can sort of forgive him.
I want you to meet a couple of skaters from my show. This is Todd Browley and DJ Huff.
How's it going?
Hey, you guys want to hang out and watch? You're gonna be stoked on these guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be rad.
Well, then let's do this.
However, the best voice performance comes from the Ringmaster, who is voiced by Michael Dobson, the actor who played Nappa in Dragon Ball Z. All his character's passion, drive, and determination oozes from the way he talks. It's a really strong and fun voiceover that's well read by his actor.
My family? I know how you are all feeling when they demolished our circus tent. They didn't just implode our home of 25 years. They imploded much more than that. Your heart. My heart. But the circus just isn't in yours and my heart. It's in our souls. Grip-taped onto my soul is a sign which reads, "Do not wait to strike till the iron is hot, but make it hot by striking." So tomorrow morning, I am going to meet with the mayor and bear my imploded heart, yet uncollapsed soul, and demand him to consider our position in this town.
The music for Boom Boom Sabotage is a passable effort. What I like the most about it is that we get punk rock tracks for the scenes with the skate rats, and when we cut to the circus folk, then the music goes eerie and creepy. It's actually effectively unsettling. This is a great contrast that not only helps divide the identities of the heroes and the villains, but also reflects the characters themselves. However, there's no standout tracks, and to be honest, a lot of the score could have been much better. It doesn't scream out something special, and a lot of it isn't exactly highly memorable. But it's not bad, it's not painful to listen to, and it's not awfully composed. It's just not that impressive. To conclude, Boom Boom Sabotage has paper-thin protagonists and a story that keeps being interrupted by unnecessary and long-winded skateboarding sequences. However, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It didn't wildly piss me off, it didn't send me to sleep, and its saving grace is its sympathetic and charismatic villain. I'm going to give this film 2.5 punk stars out of 5. Now, if some of you are still wondering whether this film is your cup of tea, then consider this. If you enjoyed the dark skateboarding movie Paranoid Park, or are a fan of the Tony Hawk's video games, then you may get something out of Boom Boom Sabotage. I've been Jambareeqi, and I hope you've enjoyed my review. I encourage you to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Cheerio, folks.
Ha ha ha!